Are you looking for some patriotic inspiration? I have red, white, and blue just for you. Welcome to the Chic Show. Today's video is part of a playlist hosted by the wonderful ladies at Crafty Hints, Rustic and Lace DIY, and 6 Kids and a Glue Gun. I'll have their channels linked in the description box below, as well as the playlist. My projects today do have a primitive patriotic flair. For this project, I needed regular popsicle sticks and I didn't have any, so I cut these jumbo popsicle sticks down in half. I need 3 total. I'm also using this thicker piece of wood that I got from Target. I think it had a USA on it at one point. And I'm also cutting down these popsicle sticks to 3 different lengths. The small wood stars are from Dollar Tree in one of those multi-packs that have several different shapes in them. Now I'm using a combination of Waverly chalk paint in crimson and night sky, I believe, mixed with a little bit of black so that it will have a darker, more primitive looking color. And this just does turn out more like a stain than a paint, which I really liked. I did the same thing with the white, but I added a little bit of water instead of black paint. For the stars, I'm using my gold paint pen for the sides and the top. Now I'm going to use the Mod Podge iron-on method for this scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby. Now I'm going to arrange my fireworks on the block and add the stars. Once that's completely dry, I did come back with my finger sander and I sanded around the edges of that paper just to distress the edges just a little bit. And then I decided to go ahead and do that around the firecrackers as well. Of course, I should have done that before I glued them on, but it worked out fine. This is a sign from Dollar Tree that I used in a previous DIY. It came apart, so I decided to go ahead and continue to take it apart, and we're going to cover that back side with some scrapbook paper. So I'm removing that hanger. This paper is from a paper pack that I got, I think, at Hobby Lobby on clearance, and it was a seasonal pack. Now I'm going to add Mod Podge to the back, and I'm going to let that dry because I am going to use the iron-on method. While that dries, I'm going to go ahead and remove the bow and the hanger off this star from Dollar Tree. I then tried painting it with Waverly's Night Sky, but I didn't really like the shade. It was a little too light, so I ended up going over it with the same paint that I used in the last DIY, this Night Sky mixed with black. Now I'm going to iron on the red and white striped paper. Now it's time to reassemble that frame. This proved to be a little bit more challenging than I would have thought. Nothing wanted to stick to this frame because it's kind of plastic, it's not wood. I ended up using Aleene's tacky glue and that seemed to work, but I had to let it dry completely before I could move on. Once it was completely dry, I did add my blue star with hot glue to the front of the sign. I felt like the sign needed a little bit more, so the next step was to add some twine. So I wrapped that around the entire sign a couple of times and then tied a bow on the front. And once again, I decided to go back and sand the edges of the star, which I should have done before I glued it down. For the last project, I'm using these wooden blocks from Dollar Tree, and again, I'm painting each one that same red, white, and blue that I used in the previous projects. I decided to add white stripes to the red block, so I used painter's tape to tape those lines off. I wanted to use white stars on the blue block, so I used this star scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby. I used my finger sander and sanded over the white stripes and the blue paper. Now for the last block, I'm using a stencil and I'm just using this and sign and I'm going to stencil it on in black. Once it's dry, I sand over it as well. And there we have our stars and stripes. I hope you've enjoyed these primitive patriotic DIYs today. Be sure and check out the description box below for our host channels, along with the playlist where you will get much more inspiration. If you like any of these DIYs, I would appreciate a thumbs up, and I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. You can also find me on Instagram. Thanks so much for watching. Bye now.